Hi, it's your Star Goddess. Okay, so I'm back today and I'm doing a video on how to make or how to create a servitor. And a lot of people don't know what a servitor is, but basically it's a thought form or an entity that you create from your own energy, and you give it a name and you give it a job. So for example, if you wanted protection or something like that, you would make a protection servitor. So, and their job would be to protect at any means necessary. So, what you would do to create a protection servitor would be you would create a sigil. You can make one up. You can get symbols and other sigils and build on them or take from them and create your own. And you could draw it on a piece of paper, and you can then put your energy into the sigil, what you want your servitor to do, which is protection. So you're going to be putting your energy into this protection. You're going to feel, what it feels like to have protection, to give protection, and you're going to put your intent into this sigil. Now, some people will do this for weeks and weeks until it builds up enough energy. Some people would do it for a day, depending on how long or how powerful you need your servitor to be. So, and when you create a servitor, you have to name the servitor. It can be a made-up name. You don't want anybody to know the name of your servitor, so because then they can call on it, and you don't want that. So you have to create a name that no one can guess. You can make it up. It doesn't even have to make sense. It can just be a bunch of letters, and you can just try to pronounce it. So you make up a name for your servitor, and you don't tell anybody, okay? And after you have the name, you put this away for safekeeping, or no one can find it, okay? A lot of people will hide it somewhere or put in their grimoire or book of shadows so that no one can get a hold of this, okay? Because this, you're going to have to save this, because when you want to get rid of the servitor, when the time is up for the servitor, you have to burn this. So you need to keep this safe. You put it away, and you have to give the servitor a time limit, like from this moon to the new moon, or a week or 2 weeks. The longest you should do is about 2 weeks, because they can gather so much energy, and they can start to kind of lead a life of their own and become independent, and you don't want that, because a lot of times they can turn against you, or they can run rampant in the astral realm, or just whatever. So you want to create a new one every 2 weeks if you're going to need one constantly, okay? A lot of people like to also put them into stones or jewelry. So you can do the same without the sigil. Just get a stone or a piece of jewelry and put your intent into the stone and the jewelry of what you want. Name the servitor, name, write it down. And when you're done with this servitor, you're going to have to cleanse it, send it back, take the energy back out of it, and then you can redo it with a new name and a new servitor, okay? You don't want to keep the same one for too long, okay, because they grow and they start to develop their own, consciousness. So you can choose any type of ring and redo them over and over, so it doesn't matter. Some people like to do objects. So here you can take an object, a statue or something like that. This is a little piggy. And let's say you want prosperity, and you want a servitor that's going to attract customers and bring customers to you if you have a business. Well, you would create a servitor, and you would put your servitor in your place of business. So you would need an object or to put this servitor into. you want to attract business. Or you can simply do one on the paper and keep the paper and just, there's no object that's connected to it. You can keep your paper in your business, in your place of business. So that is one way to make a servitor for a place of work. Now, a lot of times, people will forget and they won't go back and burn their sigil and create a new servitor, and that servitor will start to gain energy and a mind of its own, and sometimes they get free and go all around the astral realm, and they just become a mind and thought form of their own, and there's nothing you can do about it. If that servitor was violent, or if you created it for a violent purpose or a bad purpose, that's what it's going to become. So you have to be careful not to forget to burn your sigil or take back your servitor. Okay, also, if a lot of people call them familiars, also they put them into animals when they do familiars, but it's basically the same thing. So instead of, like, a lot of people say, oh, that's calling demons, but instead of calling like spirits and demons and stuff, you're actually creating your own. You're using your own energy to create your own entity. So it's not that. And you never want to tell anybody the name, because if they can use it against you, they, I don't know. Depends on who you hang around. And another thing a lot of people do is you can buy, like some magicians and some practitioners sell items with servitors in them already. You can look online, and you'll probably have seen it before. You'll have like a ring for sale online, and they'll say such and such servitor or such vampire or such and such in this ring, and they'll give you the background story of it. They'll make up a whole story behind it, but really it's just a servitor. So I would suggest, like, if you haven't done this before, to start off small and do a servitor for something little, and then get rid of it after a few days, and then build up to whatever you need, or however long you need one, but never over 2 weeks. Because this is how a lot of the what do you call it, the monsters and werewolves and vampire and astral beings got created. Magicians actually created a bunch of servitors, and they got loose, and that's what a lot of people see in the astral realm sometimes. And sometimes they scare them or chase them or try to steal their energy while they're astral traveling. A lot of these are servitors that escaped or were never disposed of properly. And it's very rare, but sometimes, like when the veil is thin between the two worlds, the spirit world and the physical world, a servitor can come out into the physical world for a short amount of time. And that's why you see sometimes you see a lot of sightings of like these strange creatures that people don't know where they come from, and they can't ever find them again after a sighting. Well, when the veils are thin or the dimensions are crossing, a lot of times these servitors can get out, but then, they don't stay out very long, but they could cause havoc still, So that's why it's very important to dispose of your servitors. And it's not something to play with. It's not something to be forgetful about. You need to get yourself a calendar and mark it on there when you need to do, the ritual to get rid of this. Oh, and before you even start creating a servitor, make sure that you do a protection, and that there's no other energies that are going to be coming into this sigil or ring or to create your servitor. So you need to do a cleansing, and then after you create the servitor, you need to do another cleansing. And then before you destroy the servitor, you need to do a cleansing. And then after you destroy the servitor, you need to do another cleansing. So you got to do a lot of cleansing during this process because a lot of things can get through. So it's very important that you realize that first, because if you don't do the cleansing and other energies get into your servitor, then it's, you know, it's not going to be what you created anymore, and it's just going to go, you know, crazy. So just remember that, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. And if you have created your own servitor, put that in the comments too, let me know. And there's lots of videos on YouTube. There are books, a lot of energy work, a lot of high magic magicians, a lot of people who practice vampire magic. They create servitors. A lot of people that do hermeticism. So it's all across the board. I don't know if Wiccans create servitors. I don't think they do, but I know a lot of them have familiars, so I mean, it could be very similar to like a spirit guide or someone, a spirit that, you know, that you can put into one of your animals. But I wouldn't suggest putting a servitor in an animal unless it's like a guard dog or a protection type animal, you know. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Blessings.